Hello, this is How to Perform Business Communications in Russia by Macray and Grayson Blythe.
The purpose of this presentation is to fully educate you on how to go about business communications in Russia. These tips will allow you to prepare yourself for whatever is thrown at you while you are performing business operations in Russia. We feel that this presentation will get you a step ahead when it comes to impressing our partners through business endeavors.
Gender is always a big topic in all countries when it concerns business. More and more countries are fighting to have equality across all genders, especially in the business environment. For example, Russian women typically work in fields like media, retail, and communications. The oil and gas and metal industries are mostly dominated by the males. Women have started to become more and more prominent when it comes to being leaders in the political world in Russia. Russia does have a higher female participation in the workforce than most developed countries around the world.
In Russia, you must always dress formal for business meetings. This rule applies to both males and females. Dressing formal is a great way to make a first impression, which is very similar to in the United States. When entering buildings and houses in Russia, you must always take off your coat and shoes. Some houses will provide you with slippers that can be worn indoors.
Religion is one of the most debated over subjects and has been all throughout history. In Russia, the majority of people are Orthodox Christians. The difference between the United States and Russia is the number of denominations. In America, we have over 60 different denominations. However, in Russia, it's mostly just Orthodox Christians. The Russian Orthodox Church has grown over 85 million members. In comparison, the Catholic denomination in America has around 70 million members in the United States, and that's just one of the 60 denominations that we have here in the States.
When it comes to nonverbal communications, handshakes are usually the first way of introducing yourself. In Russia, you must shake hands firmly. This is no different than it is in the United States. You must also take off your gloves before shaking hands, or it is considered rude. When it comes to business cards, Russians prefer that your business card has English on one side and Russian on the other. This is viewed as a sign of respect. In business meetings, always maintain good eye contact and keep a good posture. Lastly, in Russia, you are never to show the soles of your shoes, as it is considered disgraceful.
In the United States, we hold special education to very high standards. However, in Russia, after researching the country's policies, it was very evident that Russia had a very different outlook towards the subject. In Russia, they do provide funding for special education, however, it is not always properly utilized by those schools. No matter what, special education should be regarded at the top of every nation's agenda.
When it comes to socializing, Russians are happy when people from other countries attempt to speak Russian with them. It shows that you're trying to communicate, and it shows respect. Russians are usually very reserved and don't speak loudly in public places because it is considered rude to do so. Men are supposed to pay for all expenses in Russia, even though Russians are pushing towards gender equality. When meeting with someone, it is a good gesture to bring a gift. The last tip is to never call someone by their first name unless told to do so. Age has become a big topic of discussion in Russia recently due to a new bill Vladimir Putin recently signed. This bill raised the retirement age for men to 65 and 60 for women. This causes a lot of problems for men because their life expectancy age is only 1 year higher than their retirement age. A lot of men fear that they will die before retirement and have been pushing back marriage to achieve personal goals.
Our company should be able to maintain steady business endeavors with Russia by taking these simple steps. Start by printing business cards in English on one side and in Russian on the other. Russians will do the same, and it will be noticed if you do the same for them. Russia is a lot more reserved and serious in business and in typical conversations. Don't be too outgoing or try to make jokes because it might rub them the wrong way. Russians greatly appreciate when someone tries to speak their language, and they will be willing to work with you in both languages. To them, it shows that you have put in effort to try and learn more about their culture and their business. This is why training employees with Russian introductory words and simple small talk phrases is very important. Russia is trying to make the step to equality, so ensure that you're prepared to talk to men and women of power.